Hey, awesome ones. Guess what? I'm getting requests. This is so amazing. Thank you so much. And I'm taking requests and I'm trying to put them into video form, and a few of you have asked me, hey, can you really just do a video on the makeup brushes that you use? And being a former 80s model, I have been using a lot of different makeup brushes. I have learned from some of the best makeup artists and carried them along through all the years. Not the same makeup brushes, but the same types anyway. So let's just get this video started, and it starts in just a few seconds. So you know I like to keep it real for you. So here I am, bare-faced, no makeup on. Hey, I got a touch of mascara and I think a little touch of lipstick in my eyebrows done. But how am I supposed to show you how to use these makeup brushes if I'm not applying the makeup onto my face? So let's go with the first one. So let's start with concealing these flaws that I have all over myself. Just, you know, I'm still getting blemishes at my age and some age spots, all kinds of stuff. But here's the baby. Hopefully you can see this. The brush I use for my concealer. And I love it. And if you saw the video that I did on hiding your flaws, I'll put it up there somewhere. I'm using the same brush, but about 3 different concealers. So let's get going. I'm gonna start off with the under eye circles, and this video might be a little bit long. I don't want to leave anything out of it. So, but I'm sure it's gonna be a real magical one for you, because brushes, you know, it's like what they say with guys or women even, when they're fixing something, the tools really make a difference. And these are tools with putting on makeup. So right now I'm just putting on an under eye concealer. Again, a lot of the products were used in that video. I'm going to go underneath my eye here. Bill, am I doing okay with this location? Okay, good. I go kind of up here. But you can see that it's really applying it quite nicely under my eyes. I've got a spot here. I don't know what this is. I had a dermatologist look at it. It's kind of, I'm 63, so it's kind of an age spot baby there. Let's see what else. Oh, I'll just cover that up. I'll put some down my nose. Leave those ones. Okay, so that concealer is done. Plop that in there. Now, these ones on the side, they're almost like freckles, so I use the same brush. I usually, in between, I just sort of give the brush a little wipe on a tissue here, and I'm going to, this is just a thicker concealer, and same brush, and I'm going to cover that up. See how nicely that is? The first one that I used was too thin for this application. Anything that's a little darker, I'm going to maybe put a little more on that. I don't like the way that that's looking. And over here too. And I found a brand new one. I thought I was putting my my eyeshadow on poorly, and then I found out, nope, just another mark that decided to show up there. So again, I'm going to just wipe in the tissue here. And my third concealer, what? Yeah. I need 3 of them. You might not need 3, but I certainly do. This is a lighter one. And again, putting that on. I have learned from experience that these lines underneath my eyes will always show up dark unless I put a little bit lighter on them. So again, same brush. I don't know if you can see the difference between the two, but I know it does make a difference. There we go. And these 2 spots that I have here, I like to put the lighter on. Oh, it's warm in here. I'm starting to bead. There we go. And yeah, a little bit under here. You know that purple part of your eye? gonna put a little bit in the purpley part. And okay, so one more thing. You guys may think I'm a little weird here, but I don't think I'm weird at all. I have age spots on my hands, and they will give away my age all the time. And hey, I'm going to tell you guys what my age is, but I don't want everybody else to guess. So a little bit of that concealer, the lighter one. Works for me anyway. And so, yep, this brush, gotta have one of these babies, and I'm gonna show you the next one right now. Now, sometimes I'm not wearing a liquid foundation. I choose to just use a powder kind of cover up foundation, something similar to this. And now a lot of times you do get maybe a little sponge applicator with it, but then there's a lot that you don't. So what do? Well, I use a brush like this. See how big this brush is? You can sort of see it in my hand. It's quite a big brush. Oh, and by the way, I really try to get natural fibers in most of my brushes. I just find that they apply so much better. So let's just sort of take a look at this. Maybe tap it off here. And watch how this covers. See, my Shannon nose is not so shiny anymore, and it's really hot in here today for some reason. Put a little bit underneath my eyes, a little bit here. Now, if I want a little more application, I'm going to, because remember those spots there? I'm just going to sort of thicken it up a bit, and you can kind of tell the difference between the two sides, how this powder is really covering, and I got to do a little bit more here where it's a little shinier. And that's it. Like, really easy peasy with a brush like this. And now I have the lighter foundation. And yeah, I did a video on this lighter application of foundation. I'll put it up there somewhere, especially if you're in a rush and you got to get that makeup on. So the next one is the blush brush. You know, those little tiny blush brushes that they give you with the blush just aren't going to cut it. They're way too small. So I just like to use a brush like this, and this is one of my favorite kind of looks for blush right now. It brings in all the different colors there. And what I'm going to try to do is find the same or similar brushes and some of the makeup that I'm putting into this video. I'll put it in the description. I'll also put it in my blog for you as well at Awesome Over 50. And if you want to, you know, purchase something like this, I gotta tell you, it's the rules of videos. We do make a little bit of commission, and you know, it really is helping us. We've been doing this now for over a year, and it's like, okay, you know, we've got some support here. Let's keep on going. So thank you so much for that. And let's get to this blush now. All that legal jargon I have to say, huh? Okay, so as you can see, this nice big brush here, I just lightly dab the, do you see the difference? I just lightly dab it. Those little brushes, sometimes they just make lines. And all I want to do is just do the apples of my cheeks and my little rosy cheeks, and that's about it. That's all I want to do with that one. Now the next is the contouring. This is a perfect example of what I'm talking about, where there was a little tiny brush in here. I just tossed it. I have my brush, and this is the brush I like to use. Again, you gotta be so careful when you're contouring. Oh, this has a mirror on it. That's cool. Because you don't want to just kind of go whoosh and have a great big line there. So I'm just going to, it's nice when they have a mirror inside here. Just go like that, a little bit over here. And, okay, a little trick here. Help me get these kind of gels happening. Well, there's your little contouring trick right there. Down the side of our nose, and I also put a little bit here and there, and I hope you can see how it's really emphasized my cheekbones. So I don't know if I held that up enough for you there, but there's the brush. that I use for the contouring. So the next one, you know that sparkly highlighter stuff that you see everywhere and people are looking so fresh and shiny? Well, you know what? You can really overdo it with the shiny here. I've got two brushes that I use for this, so I'm going to do a little combo here. Here's the first brush that I use. So I'm going to put a little bit of sparkle there, and I just don't want to overdo it. I think that, you know, people coming to you and they're shiny all over, I don't know, especially when you know it's a powdery thing and you can tell, it just looks a little bit too put on. So for me anyway, I just put a little bit here. I want just a little sparkle, just a little, and I like a little bit on my forehead. And that's it. Just, I don't even know if you can see that, but you're going to see the next application for sure. And that's a, oops. I'll be back. I'm back. A little teeny weeny brush like this guy. All right, hopefully he doesn't go on. I gotta brush him off a bit there, not off the floor. And then, watch this, you're really gonna notice this one. I put a little bit of the sparkle, and I like this. And I put it just between my eyes here. See how that kind of lights me up a bit? Now, not too much, or sometimes just sort of bring it out a bit. Just to sparkle. It's not even really that noticeable, but it just adds a little bit of life to your eyes. Now here's where you can use usually what they have supplied for you in the eyeshadow. Get it out of here. You see this lighter highlighter that's going to go on my eyelid? These little spongy guys. Yep, they are fantastic. And what I like about them is that even, let's just say that you do want to buy some eyeshadow and it doesn't come with a brush, a lot of times you can pick these up at the drugstore, or you can pick these up, the cotton swabs, at the drugstore as well, and just use them to put on this particular application. And I'll just show you what I'm going to do now with on the eyelid. Oh, and I have to show you this palette. Isn't that Isn't that fantastic? Look at all the highlighters and the colors that go in this, and I'll put that back on our blog as well and link that from the description. I just love that one. But for now, we're going to go with a little bit of pink here. You could be using a beige or whatever color you like, but just a little bit, and then I put a little bit up here as well. I prefer more of a matte kind of eyeshadow too, so that it's not shiny everywhere, but there you go, very subtle. Now in this wonderful eye palette, they also have a little brush like this, but guess what? I don't mix the colors, so I have also bought a little brush like this, and this is for really kind of, if you saw my hooded eye video, you know that this is where the magic happens. You've got to sort of get into the crease, but not make it overwhelming. So yeah, I'll put the hooded eye video, not the hooded video, the hooded eye video up there somewhere. And what I'm going to do with this, I don't think I'm going to go purples. I think I'm just going to go with a brown for you, since that'll be a little more popular. And I have to say right now too, wash your brushes. If you don't wash your brushes, you're going to get some infections and things like that. It only takes a minute. Wash them at night. I just wash them in a very mild soap, a face soap, and let them dry, and they're fantastic that way. So I'm just going to show you this eyeshadow and how I sort of take it from the middle here and put it from the middle here. And I'm going to swoosh it out a little bit, just to kind of where my natural line already is. And the blenders that I use are right here. I've got 5 of them. I usually just have a tissue by me, and I'm kind of blending it out with my fingers. So the next brush is this beautifully angled in the crease brush. Now you're probably going, oh my gosh, Heather, really? You need that many brushes? Yeah, you do, because you can't be mixing this one with the little darker one that goes into the crease. It just isn't going to work. It's magic, but it's like a painter. The painter wouldn't use the same brush in the blue as they would for the white. So yeah, sorry about that, but if you want to make the magic happen, then you don't have to put on as much makeup as I do, but this is what I do. So if you're still along for the ride here, yeah, we're still getting into some good ones too. So crease time. Here's a crease right here. You see how that's darker than the other side? It's, and you might say, well, that's just too much makeup, but you know what? On a regular basis, let me just sort of, I'm gonna use a Q-tip here. I'm back. And, you just sort of bring it out a bit. And can you tell the difference between the two eyes? It really does make a difference, especially when you start putting on a little bit more mascara too. So I'm just going to finish up with the other side and just get in that crease. There's a lot of folds there once your eyes get a little bit older. And I think what I like about this the most, besides doing the little swoosh on the outside, which also helps for those hooded eyes, is the fact that all those little folds that you have on your eyelid, it really hides them. So I added a little bit more mascara and just a little bit of eyeliner so I could, I've got droopy eyes, so I wanted to give it a little bit of a swoosh there. But I'm finding now that I'm not too much into the big eyeliner underneath my eyes, so I'm now using this kind of a brush. It's kind of a flat brush, flat and skinny, if that makes any sense to you. And what I'm going to do with this palette here is I'm just going to take the darker brown. Again, always make sure you shake off the excess a little bit. And what I'm going to do is just make my eyeliner like that. Very simple. It's hard when you've got the camera on you, because I want you to see it, but at the same time I don't want to poke my eye out. But do you see how nice and soft that is? Now, this eye makeup that I'm wearing, obviously it's not like your everyday kind of makeup. I wanted to do it a little bit with pizzazz so that if you're going out somewhere special, I wanted to show you that. But yeah, that's what I'm using under my eyes now. And I'll put on a little bit of under eye mascara, and those eyes are pretty well done. Now you're probably thinking back to when I was saying, oh, have brushes for different colors. Well, no, I'm not really saying every single color. Sometimes I'm going for something wild like this. You might say, whoa, what does she do with that? Well, watch this. I use a cotton swab. Again, I just throw the cotton swabs away, but I don't use this color that often. But let's just say that I wanted to add a little bit of sparkle there. And sometimes maybe it's gold or maybe it's a little bit of silver on your eyes. Just use the cotton swabs. They work just as well. So I'm just going to just put a dab here. Dab there. Kind of use the other end to brush it out a little bit. And you can see how that kind of just added a little something to the eyes, but nope, you don't have to buy a bunch of brushes. These guys are cheap and they're readily available. So last but not least is a lip brush. Love the lip brushes for a couple of reasons. First of all, instead of just putting the lipstick on that could just go all over the place, especially in the summertime when they start to melt a little bit sometimes, this brush really works well, and I love this lipstick, but there's nothing left of it. So my brush also gets right in there and gets my lipstick out. So it's great. Let's just sort of do this lipstick here. I don't even know if you can find this color anymore, but I will look for it. We always look for everything. We really try to do the exact match for you. I think it's such a pretty pink color. And of course, I'm just using an lip liner, Heather. A lip liner here to kind of just go around. After I've done that. So there you go. So I think I really helped you with the brushes, and there's the cuteness factor coming up, and he only needs one brush, and that's to brush his hair. I'll get him in a second. So Hurricane, we call you the cuteness factor. Yes, we do. All right, and another factor of doing these videos are our amazing subscribers. You guys are just, you know, we're doing 2 videos a week now. We're doing the Tuesday kind of inspirational travel, food, exercise, lifestyle videos. And then of course on Fridays are makeup and fashion. And you just, the comments, the seeing the subscriber number tick up and that sort of thing, man, we think we're really in this for the long haul now, because you're just inspiring us, you're encouraging us, and we appreciate it so much. And we also just started up an Instagram account, so if you do the Instagram /awesomeover50, we're giving a daily kind of, I don't know, photo idea of our daily awesome over 50 kind of feel. And Hurricane, you're in a lot of those. He gets a lot more likes than I do. But of course he does. He's the cuteness factor. But yeah, so if you want to check that out, you know, I know a lot of people just like to scroll through these pictures on Instagram, and we're really enjoying doing that and taking a snapshot or two each day for you. So in the meantime, keep it awesome. I hope that brush video really helps you, because they are the tools of the trade for the makeup. And until next time, keep it awesome. Everyone's invited to subscribe and join us on our videos.